obviously identified and was assigned female at birth. Spent 26 years as a woman named Jess. Joined the military when I was 19. Spent 4 years doing that, and then joined the prison service at 24. And served another 6 years. And what I realised I'd always done my entire life is try and fill this void, try and fill this feeling of feeling a little bit uncomfortable, feeling a little bit not quite right, dealing with anxiety and thinking I was just someone who worried a lot, who didn't really find a sense of belonging within my surroundings and within myself. And sort of came to the point at 26 where I started to come across transitioning and what that was, and realizing that this was a thing, and quickly realized that was what I needed to do, and put it off for a long time because of, the fears and the dangers and the lack of knowledge and lack of understanding. But coming to a point at the age of 27 where I had always believed that you have to jump whenever that feels scary to do so. And I had to take my own advice in that sense. And, when you reach a point of not wanting to live anymore, you obviously, you have a question to answer. And, I spent a long time, especially in the first 12 months, where every decision I made was, I'll do this or I die. So we're just going to do it and just see what happens, because the alternative is that. And so that's what I started to do. So obviously working in a male prison, they had known the female officer for 3 years. And I didn't want to give up that job, and I didn't want to give up my life, even though I was going through something that everyone around me was also affected by. And so that's why I believe so strongly in difficult conversations and in having those with the people that you love, and having an understanding that whenever you're going through a transition in life, it doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you, whatever that transition is. And so I really tried to take everyone around me on that journey with me and keep my level of understanding as open as possible, and keep having those conversations, however uncomfortable, until we got to a point where people can see now that this was the right decision, and actually we're all just human beings struggling with one thing or another.
Yeah. And did you find everyone was supportive? I mean, especially in a male prison.
Yeah.
Like sort of, you couldn't have found a harder environment to...
I know.
This is
what I do, Susan. This is what I do. This is why I can't sit in the peace. This is what I do. Yeah, if it's not hard, it doesn't feel safe to me. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It was terrifying, and it wasn't something that I thought I would be able to do. Obviously coming out to my family in general was frightening, and they were terrified of, how are you going to work? How are you going to live? Is this the right decision? We don't know anything about this. What, the world is still a very dangerous place, if not getting more dangerous at the moment for trans people. And then obviously dropping the bomb that I was going back to a prison as well, that held a very big risk of obviously danger anyway, but then add a protected characteristic on that a lot of people don't understand and disagree with, left me a lot more vulnerable to, violence or sexual assault, or, groups of men trying to prove certain things. So I really believed that I had the ability to have those conversations in the right way. And I worked on it's called a psychological informed planned environment within a prison, and that catered for prisoners with elements of personality disorder, struggle to maintain their own emotions, manage relationships, deal with their own trauma. And so we did a lot of groups, to help those people and challenge those people to look in the mirror and do the difficult things and have the difficult conversations with themselves and us. Whether when that came to like different behavioral therapies and different ways of understanding personality disorder and the psychology of us and how we behave and why we do it.